Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm showing you how I'm painting this trio of Rainier cherries with watercolors. So let's dive in. I'm using Fabriano Artistico hot pressed paper, which is 300 GSM, and I already have a light sketch done on the paper. I'm gently tapping with a kneaded eraser to lighten the pencil marks. The brush I'm using is from Opus art supply in Canada, and I really love how much water it holds while still keeping a very fine point. The paints that I'm using are a mix of different professional brands. I'm going to use mostly reds and yellows from my palette, and I will provide the full list of materials in the description for your reference. For the first layer, I am applying a light glaze of plain water. Then I'm going to load some diluted yellow on my brush and drop it into the lower portion of the first cherry. While the surface is still wet, I'm dropping in some red on the upper part and letting the two colors blend softly together. I'm also leaving a small spot on the left side to suggest the highlight of the cherry. Once the first layer of this cherry is done, I'm waiting a few minutes for it to dry before repeating the same process on the other two cherries. Using wet on wet, adding yellows and reds and leaving the highlight on the left hand side. When I'm painting subjects that are touching each other, I always make sure to let one dry before I move to the next one, to avoid colors blending into each other. Now for the third cherry, I'm using a little more red to create variation in the composition. After the first layer is dry, I am moving on to the second layer. This time I'm going to use wet on dry technique. So I'm softly applying yellow over the yellow parts and reds over the red parts, blending them gently with the brush. I'm repeating the same on the other cherries and making sure to stay consistent with the tones I used in the first layer. Once this layer is finished, I'm noticing that the cherries can still take more depth, so I'm adding a third layer, again using wet on dry to deepen the colors. Now I'm working on the stems, and for this step I'm mixing green with some yellow and switching to a finer brush so I can get thin, delicate strokes. Using the wet on dry technique again, I'm painting the green into the stems. For the node where the stems are connected with each other, I am using some yellow ochre and covering the whole area with an even wash. Now going back to the cherries, I am adding darker tones to the shadow areas and increase saturation wherever it is needed. Finally, I'm darkening the stems with a few finishing strokes. And adding darker marks on the node to give it more form. And that's it. Our trio of cherries is finished. I really hope you enjoyed this short tutorial, and I will be coming up with more and more such tutorials in the future. See you next time.